And hi, I'm James McGuire, editor of Datamation, and our topic today is the enterprise IT buying process, how to get the most bang for your buck when you're shopping for an enterprise IT solution. To talk about that, we're here with Russell Rothstein, founder and CEO of IT Central Station. Hey, Russell, how are you doing today?
Very good. Thanks for having me today, James.
Absolutely. So you are beaming over the internet. Tell us where you are beaming from today.
Sure. So here at IT Central Station, we've got offices in Tel Aviv, where I'm calling you from now. We've also have offices in New York City.
Okay. And give us the sort of the elevator pitch. What exactly is IT Central Station for those people who haven't visited it yet?
Sure. So when we launched IT Central Station back in 2012, the Wall Street Journal called us the Yelp for enterprise tech.
Right.
So it's a review site focused on the needs of enterprise tech buyers, with a very strong focus on authenticity, trusted reviews, valuable high quality content that's helping peers make better buying decisions.
Aha. So people are in essence logging in, and it's actual enterprise IT buyers who are providing their feedback about what happened with the vendor situation or how they shopped. They're really sort of giving the nitty gritty of the buying process.
Yeah, that's right. There's a real revolution going on right now in users, peers sharing content online in a professional way, and product reviews is really the way that people can talk about their experiences with these technology solutions. These technology solutions are very important, not only for business, but
Right.
also for your own career, right? You want to make sure you've chosen the right technology, the right solution that'll help you, be a rock star at your company.
Right.
So doing that research is really important, and it's amazing the amount of altruism that's out there, where people like you are going out there and helping each other and sharing their opinions, sharing their thoughts in a candid, frank way with their peers. It's amazing the kind of sharing community that's going on at IT Central Station.
That's great. So and I see I am bathed in almost total darkness. The sun has come out. It's not sort of well, we will shed light on the topic even if I am bathed in darkness, and I can adjust the light as we're talking. Anyways, how would you say that? I mean, yeah, we're good at the moment. How would you say the enterprise IT buying process has changed over the years? I mean, obviously, there's so many more vendor solutions these days, so many more things to think about. Smaller vendors, larger vendors. How have things changed over the years for buying?
Yeah, that's right. They've changed dramatically. If I look back to 10 years ago, even 5 years ago, the way a lot of IT professionals made buying decisions was based on a lot of vendor-created content.
Right.
Materials, brochures. There used to be brochures, right? Remember those?
Yes, good. Four-color print jobs, very fancy
Exactly,
looking.
exactly. Glossies, exactly.
Yeah.
Four-page, white papers are, obviously still around and have their place in case studies. But that was really the most central way that people make buying decisions, was based on what the vendors were telling them, whether
Right.
it's these materials, whether what the sales rep or the sales engineer would tell them in a sales call.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact is, the game has really changed dramatically. It's flipped. It's flipped completely over to the side of the buyers. Buyers are now really empowered because there's so much data at their fingertips. So
Right.
if you're an IT buyer, you're no longer reliant on just what the tech companies are telling you. You can actually tap into peer content, as we mentioned, product reviews, discussions, communities, message boards. There's so much peer content out there that is really leveling the playing field.
Right. So it's sort of like, the concept of IT buying has met the concept of social media these days.
Yeah, that's right. You could think of it's like TripAdvisor. You know, I remember when I used to go on whether it was a family vacation or when I go on a business trip, you know, I'd want to pick a good hotel. I want to
Right.
pick a hotel that was good, you know, good for my needs. And, you know, I'd leaf through a travel book and see what some expert reviewer who had traveled to that city or country, you know, who had sampled 4 or 5 or 10 hotels and what their recommendations were.
Right.
And that's how I made a decision about what hotel to stay at before the web took off, before sites like TripAdvisor, before I could tap into product reviews.
Mhm.
And so too, in this new world of social web, peer-to-peer content. So from a professional standpoint, from an IT buying standpoint, also, there's much more availability to tap into that. Now, as we know, in the famous New Yorker cartoon on the internet, no one knows you're a dog.
Right. Right. We don't know who's out there, and
Right, you
the,
don't know
the,
who
the
people
opinion could be
are.
coming from anyone. Yeah. Right. It could be vendor created.
So who wrote that review is always at the top of the mind. So um, when you're meeting with someone, you know, you can size them up, you make some assessments. When you read content online, you really want to make sure that there's trust, that there's authenticity of that content.
Right.
Again, whether it's a product review, whether it's postings, whether it's people sharing a blog post, whatever it is, do they have a hidden agenda or not? Those
Right.
things are really important in a social world, in an online world, that sort of third party trusted validation of who it is that's making those opinions.
Well, and I guess that it brings us quite logically to our next question. I mean, given the plethora of information out there, there's so many different vendors and solutions and information sources. How can a prospective, IT buyer do the best research? I mean, there's, I think about this poor soul, maybe a middle manager, maybe a C-suite person, and they are tasked with the decision of, I've got to buy a new networking solution, or I've got to decide which cloud vendor. I mean, how does that individual, best research, the buying process, buying
Yeah.
decision?
Yeah. We have an extraordinary opportunity now where people can find other professionals that are like them to really help make a better decision. So,
Peers.
peers, yeah, exactly. So
Right.
if I'm a system administrator at a retailer, if I'm the CIO of a healthcare company, if I am a network manager at a financial services firm, I actually want to see what people like me who are in the same job function, the same company size, the same industry as me have to say. So, because my needs, let's say for cybersecurity, if I work in the financial services industry, is going to be different than the needs of people who are needing security solutions in other industries.
Right.
And
Even vertical by vertical could be different. Yeah.
vertical by vertical, and even more so, small businesses versus large enterprises.
Right.
If I work for an enterprise and I'm looking to buy anything that's critical to my company's business, I probably want to be hearing what other people at enterprises have to say about that solution. And if it's about small, someone writes a review, someone provides some opinions who comes from a small business, that's probably not going to be relevant to me because I'm concerned about scalability, size, performance, whatever it is that me as an enterprise cares about. Oftentimes, a small business, which maybe is more price sensitive,
Right.
it's individual use, what have you. So a key here is to find people like you. That's really the number one message. Find people like
Right.
you who are
Right. In the right vertical, and perhaps even at the right job level, or having sought for that particular offering. Maybe if they're looking for networking gear, you need to talk to someone who's shopped for that particular piece of networking gear.
exactly. Why reinvent the wheel? There's no need to reinvent the wheel in 2016. There's already people out there who have already done that research, spent the time, spent the resources, have valuable information. Until recently, you couldn't find those people. Maybe you go to a conference and you meet them over lunch, but people are going to fewer events these days. So online is the greatest way to find people like you who can share their experiences and have already gone through the process.
What about the idea of, big vendors versus small vendors? I mean, I think traditionally there's been always a bias towards the larger vendors, but everything seems like much more topsy-turvy in the last several years. A lot of the small vendors have really come on strong, where it's a really mixed scene these days. I mean, is there a sense like, well, I need to be looking at everyone, or is one class of vendors offer better deals? What's your take on that?
Yeah. So what I see within the community at IT Central Station is that there's a lot of people who visit, read our product rankings, read reviews, do comparisons, and they're in a discovery phase.
Right.
They know about the big guys. The big guys have their established name. They're maybe more aggressive in terms of advertising their solutions. But savvy tech buyers are often looking for those up-and-comers, those fast-growing startups or even mid-sized companies that are not as well known in the market, but maybe have the best solution out there in the market for their needs. So we see a lot of people going online who are looking to discover solutions. So just like, I was on Amazon today, and I was looking for a toy for my son.
Okay.
I didn't find exactly what I wanted, but I started to use the related products feature.
Right, the algorithm.
People who have looked at this have also looked at that. And that was really helpful for me. I chose a really cool Nerf gun.
Okay, I'm sure he'll enjoy that.
My 7-year-old boy is going to love. But those principles work also in the B2B IT world, because, you can go and you could say, okay, I know that these are 2 or 3 vendors that are, obviously I want to talk to, I want to learn more about, but tell me about the 1 or 2 others related to those products.
Right.
Newer vendors, people are also looking at who already evaluated Microsoft, who already evaluated Oracle or HP. What else are they looking at? And that can be hugely valuable, that discovery process. So on one hand, we're seeing buyers, people who are IT professionals looking for solutions. They're looking to discover these newer, smaller tech vendors, and that's very helpful for them. On the flip side, though, we're all, because there's a lot of great technology in these larger companies.
Right.
Sometimes it's just difficult to really cut through the hype and see what it is that people really think about it. So again, product reviews, peer content can be very valuable in the validation process. So you've settled on IBM, you've settled on CA, you've settled on whatever tech company that you're looking to make a purchase on. But before you do that, you want to do some good due diligence, and you want to read what other people have already said about that solution out in the market. So there's a lot of great technology out there that the big companies have. You just want to make sure you do your due diligence, both on the tech side as well as on the business side, to see what are the best licensing terms, what kind of discounts are other buyers getting out there in the market, what's the best customer service plan, what can you expect from technical support. So it's not only the technical issues that these big companies are offering, but it's all those business related issues as well. And you just want to go into it and validate their claims. Yes, they do have the best customer support in the market. Yes, they do have the services team to make it work. Yes, they have flexible pricing plans. And all those things you can get out there from peers and other people who've already made those purchases.
You know, talking about the flexible pricing plans, I'm sure that's a question on people's minds. I mean, I know this question cannot be answered, you know, probably universally, but what about the idea of negotiating? Is that something that IT buyers should go into the process thinking, I'm going to negotiate over price. I'm not going to take the fixed brochure price. I'm going to negotiate. Or is there not so much of that going on these days in the tech buying process?
Oh, there's tons going on, and you can see this because the whole market is moving towards SaaS. As we know, the software market very much moved toward a SaaS delivery model. And so every software company out there, from the small guys to the big guys, now is putting their pricing pages up. You know, back I remember in the day, you know, no websites had pricing pages.
Right.
And now everyone from you know, small software companies to larger ones have pricing pages up, and they have their, you know, silver, gold plans and their recommended plans. But you'll often see that last column says enterprise pricing. Call us.
Yes.
Quote.
Right.
And that means, you know, whether again it's Salesforce or whether it's anyone else that you're talking to. Even though they'll have their pricing plans all laid out there, oftentimes you select that sort of enterprise pricing, call us selection, and you'll be able to get a more customized quote for your need, and you can definitely take advantage of that.
Oh, okay. Very good to know. Let's talk, I mean, as sort of a last question, let's look to the future, look into your crystal ball. I mean, it seems like the enterprise buying process is not necessarily going to get any easier because the vendor solutions are going to get only more diverse and more complicated. What do you see happening? You know, what sort of trends in the enterprise IT buying process do you see happening over the next few years, and how can buyers take advantage of these trends?
Yeah, that's right, James. It's becoming more and more complex. There are huge trends going on in the market now that are changing the whole enterprise tech market. Obviously, cloud being one of the most important ones.
Right.
Mobile applications, mobile devices in the workplace, social, where there's, you know, sort of social capabilities in enterprise software, social buying process. So these three large waves of cloud, mobile, and social are creating a lot of dynamicism in the market. It's creating a lot of opportunities for startups. It's creating a lot of great technologies out there that the larger vendors are offering. But at the end of the day, it can be very confusing.
Right, very.
Because if you read the brochures that these vendors put out, if you read their websites, you read their emails that they send you, it all sounds the same. They all say they do everything.
Right.
They all say that they have what seems to sound like the best product out there. So in today's world of cloud and mobile and social, it's so important to cut through that vendor hype, be able to get to the facts, get through that pure content. And we're seeing just the pace of change continue but as I said, the great thing here is that it's really flipped, and that the consumer is now empowered. You as a consumer, meaning you as an IT buyer, have access to much more information than you ever had before, with product reviews and other peer content. You have access to people who are there ready to help you, and use that information, take advantage of it, and you'll be able to make the best decision as a result.
Fantastic. Russell, that's a lot of good stuff. I will send you the link when the video is all cut together. I think buyers have learned something in the process, and we can tweet it out there. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you so much, James, for having me. It's been fun.
All righty.